Who's next? Hey, how y'all doing? Back again with another great episode of the It Factor Podcast. As always, I'm your host, Jeremy Robinson. Today we're here with someone special. Go ahead and introduce yourself, man.
Hey Jeremy, I am Daniel Horine, the artist behind Pop Fly Pop Shop.
Yes, indeed, man. Like I said before, it's a blessing to have you here, man. I would say, how are you doing mentally, physically, and emotionally?
All that depends on the day, but most of the time okay on all three fronts. Yeah, it kind of depends on what's going on, but it is an ebb and it is a flow.
Yeah, I love that. I love that, man. You definitely right. I got to work out today. I had this my 2 days in a row. I get my Monday, Tuesday, and I can get the rest of the week. Monday, Tuesday, if I started off good, then I can be good. But yeah,
Totally get you.
indeed, man. So I'll say, what is your biggest inspiration behind the work that you do, your artwork?
It's hard to say. That also depends on the day too. It kind of there's lots of, as I say, there's lots of ingredients in that stew of inspiration. You know, a lot of it comes from this and from that, and things that you see and experiences that you experience, and so it's hard to pin it down to a big inspiration. But I think just uh, I guess childhood and the things that make impressions on us when we're young, when we see comics and they're real and we see our baseball heroes and they're larger than life, you know, and so it's at that imprintable stage of youth, you know, that we kind of consume these things and meet these people or see them from afar, you know, and they make impressions that last an entire lifetime, but still in the form that when you saw them as a kid, you know, even when you meet athletes now as an adult, you still see them through those little 10-year-old eyes and you're like, whoa, you know, so that's all still there. So it's the yeah, it's nostalgia in our youth, I would say.
I love that. I love that. And I feel the same way when I interview someone, need to be someone older that I watched or never got to watch, but got to interview. And
Hmm.
even coming day players now, man, I always sit back and say, wow, I'm interviewing them. Like, you're right. Like, I'll be like, wait a minute. And it don't be like a starstruck or nothing like that. It'd be more of like, wow, I set out to do this. It really happened. Like,
Yeah.
it's funny to see everybody else's reaction. Like, bro, you interviewed. And I'll be like, hey, man. Just glad I'm able to do it. It's my hobby, man. I love to do it. So,
Yeah, you know, it's funny too. I'll have these interviews with or these conversations with these athletes, and I say, and I tell my son, and I said, just be professional, be cool, and that's exactly. I want to be super professional. But just the other day, I met up with Brett Saberhagen nearby, and I said, okay, let me just get this out of the way. I'm a super huge fan as a kid, you know, like this is really exciting to me. Let me slip back now into professional mode, but there's always an inner 10-year-old, you
yeah,
know, just below the surface.
indeed, man. It's funny, man. That's one of my questions. How we even got connected. Looking at your comics, which I gotta get some, man. I definitely gotta add them to the man cave, and will do my due diligence. But in looking at all your stuff, man, I saw Bo Jackson. I remember my uncles telling me about him, and I remember once I was playing football, having
Hmm.
a running back that wasn't him, but played like
Hmm.
him, played baseball and all these things. And we would always say, "Boy, you Bo Jackson, man." And on that search to try to get him on my show, man, I
Yeah.
just want to commend you right now to say thank you for all the work you do, man.
Oh,
You do some amazing work, man.
thank you.
Yes, I send that email, but I'm thankful I can have you on because I was telling my wife, I was like, man, this guy do some cool stuff. I would never thought like somebody would do that. So like what went into a comic like that, with it being football and baseball? Like how did you like, what, I'm gonna make it like this? How did you go by that?
It's hard to, you know, there was never there still is no business plan. We've been doing this for 5 years. There is no great grand plan. You know, it literally started in this room right here, in this chair at this desk. I drew a picture of Will Clark uh,
Okay.
5 years ago, and it was, oh, I'll put this up for a week and see what happens. And oh, I should probably think of a fake name for like a fake comic book company. I'll call it Pop Fly Comics, you know, and I think I could do this once a week. So I'll do it once. So it was all kind of like the thing that I follow now, 5 years later, with great consistency is something I just kind of like, well, we'll just do this,
Mhm.
you know, and a lot of it's always been like that in a lot of ways. Like, well, let's try this or let's do this. And so while it's remained consistent, it's always just been very much influenced about. by like kind of where things go, and I really did not have any aspirations to anything larger than maybe I'll do 5 or 10 pieces maybe and call it quits, and just move on to the next thing. Did not plan on connecting with athletes at all, but it just became now we're like I think we're about 90 athletes we've collaborated with. I've done 200 and if I can remember this correctly, 215 baseball pieces so far and 40 football pieces so far. And I think people are really surprised about how organic it is. Like my drops are every Sunday, and when comes around, I usually don't know who is going to be the next athlete. So it's all very organic. I'm kind of just feeling my way through it. So a long-winded answer to say, I just feel it out, man. Just riding the vibes.
You know, so crazy. I do the same thing with the podcast, man. I've been doing it for 5 years. Now I'm about to be six. I can't believe that. But like, crazy
Congratulations.
part was I'm an engineer. Outside of all this, happen to be an athlete, happen to love doctors, lawyers, teachers, any profession. And you see podcasts and you like, you know, they don't talk to everybody. Like they have this person on, they have this person, but they
Mhm.
bring this person on. And I'm thankful to see that I do that, and I step outside that box of it. And I just love to tell people stories. So I say that same for you. You're telling people stories in a major way that's just so cool that just I just can't even put words to it. Even writing these
Thank you.
questions, I was like, I can't put words to it.
I appreciate it. That's been important to me, like yes, there's Bo Jacksons, yes, there are Hank Aaron's and Mickey Mantles and Willie Mays's, yes. And those are all great stories to tell, but sometimes like the best stories aren't like the loudest ones like those. So it's been really fun to do guys that are just kind of waiting for their story to be told. We got, Lenny Randall, Sal Magley, these names that you don't get to hear often. I'm learning about it as I go too, as I'm researching. And so it's been so fun finding the stories of these that are bigger than sort of like the Mount Rushmores of baseball, and find these other characters out there and really amplify their stories. So it's been a joy
Yeah,
to
that's
do that.
that's what's up, man. I say, what is your it factor? Why do you do what you do?
Oh man, that's a good question. I would. If it wasn't this, it would be something else. And I just keep doing that until I die. Like it's the creative person just cannot help
Mhm.
making and creating. And I'm fortunate that people have gravitated towards this, but I've still always made stuff.
Yeah,
Sometimes it's been music, sometimes it's been other kinds of art, but it just the creative person just has to just continue to make. So I don't know if that's an it factor, but it's certainly a Daniel factor that I just have to keep making. And if Popfly was done tomorrow, well, I'd start something else on Wednesday,
yeah,
and it might not be a business or this or that, but it's I think any creative person can relate. It's the thing that compels them that pushes forward the compulsion to die empty, to
yeah.
get all those things
Right.
out. They can't help it.
I love that. I love that, man. And I say, who are you outside of comics, art, being a family man, and sports?
That's it right there. I think the most important to me is just the most important to me is well, just be the family is most important to me.
Yeah.
I think that was what you mentioned out what I am outside of that. It's hard. It's but that really does encompass me. I've got a 9-year-old son, Daniel Jr., and my son rises and sets on him. And it's been I come from a foster home. I was adopted, uh, and imagination was sort of a an escape route when I was younger from pretty gnarly situations. Um, so now being a father and the facilitator, the curator of another childhood, it's been so important to me, and to build a legacy in real time and gosh, I just want to, I tell my wife all the time, I just want to be a good dad and I just want to be a good husband. Like when my son was born, the lights turned on for me. It was like, that's what I was meant for. Holy cow. Like I was meant to be a dad.
Mhm.
And that's my joy. And everything that kind of has been created is just a support, just kind of support that sacred work of family.
I love it. I love it. That's what's up. I was like, oh, my next question is this. I say, in your comics, you have done some amazing work. Who are some athletes you would love to work with or tell their stories?
Hmm. Well, I've been really fortunate that I've had access to almost everyone who's wanted to do it. Um, I never got to work with Willie Mays. I started this project when Willie was still alive, but never obviously never got to work with him. That would have been a dream to work with Willie or Hank. Both of them. I started this project while they were still with us. Um, but those are two guys I would have loved to have worked with. I think Ricky Henderson. I've done two Ricky pieces. His participation was pitched many times.
Mhm.
He's like, no, not interested, not interested. So, come on, I would love to like work, if not just for the art, the collaboration that would have come from it, just the experience of working with some of these guys. But some of the guys who are still with us, I still would love to work with Cal Ripken. He's Cal Ripken Jr. He's still he was one of those guys
Mhm.
when we were young. It's just his name is literally his nickname is literally a superhero's name, and a lot of these guys, I'm sorry, and actually this is the case for almost everyone. Like I'm kind of when people ask, how come you haven't done Ken Griffey or haven't you how come you haven't done Cal Ripken yet? I'm like, well, I'm saving it. I want to work with them. So I would love to work with Griffey, love to work with Cal. Uh, I'm trying to think if there's, unsung heroes, the stories to tell. Um, there's a great moment, the very famous moment of Jim Rice saving the boy in the stands after he gets hit with a line drive, a little kid. There's that famous black and white newspaper photo of Jim Rice carrying this kid. Like that's a superhero moment
Mhm.
that I just haven't gotten to yet, but I would love to. But so many great stories so far. I've been so blessed to be able to have so many doors open for me, and I treat it with tremendous respect and like honor the and I it's been such a privilege, and I yeah, I treat it with so much respect, and I think that respect has translated really well, is that it's opened a lot of other doors because the experiences have been very positive so far. So again, a long-winded answer for a short question is I've been lucky, and there's still a few more on my list.
I love it. I love it, man. And look, give me the long wind. Look, that's what the podcast for. That's what the podcast for. But I say, how did your journey, especially with your upbringing and early life, influence
Mhm,
these experiences? With me growing up, I had family members played in the league, stuff like that, right? Cool. But I got to see cool people do cool things. Needed to be
mhm,
action, needed to be with the action figures, needed to be with Marvel, needed to be with athletes. So it shapes what I do today. And I see,
mhm.
and when I get to see people that do it, it just I don't know. It's like the inner nerd come out like, man, they do this too? All right, cool. So how did the little you, how do you feel about it? Like, dang, I'm really doing something for little me.
It's I still feel I genuinely feel like this. I feel like it sounds like a dumb thing I'm about to say, but it's very true. Like I feel each piece is a conversation with my like little self, and I feel like 10 years old is just this magic little age where most of the lights are on, and you're still like you're not too jaded, like, oh, I'm too cool for that. You still have the excitement of youth, but you're growing up too. And I say this almost every time I someone puts a microphone in front of me. I say, you spend the first 10 years of your life just being who you are, just being. You are just being in this world. Then when you the next 10 years will be like, I'm too cool for that. Like, I'm not a kid, I'm not a baby, I'm not this or that. and you try to distance yourself from that little those first 10 years. And then after those 10 years are up, you spend the rest of your life trying to get back to those first 10 years, you know? And that's what this project is. It's trying to impress little 10-year-old Danny Horine that was super into comic books that love these athletes. I was drawing pictures of athletes like as superheroes when I was 9 or 10. You know, I'm doing exactly what I was doing before. Um, I have a picture of Bo Jackson I drew when I was 10. It's like Robo, you know, he's half robot, half like athlete and 40 man, Jose Canseco. And so it's just what I'm doing now, though not intentionally trying to do this, it just honors the kid, the inner nerd. The inner nerd has become the outer nerd. The
Yeah.
little nerd has become the big nerd. And every piece is like is weighed against that inner 10-year-old. Like, would he think this is cool? Would this hit the right notes if I saw this in 1989? You know, it's been a really fun project and really kind of it's a big long bridge to a little version of myself. We get to make things together and making cool things together with a little 10-year-old art director from 35 years ago.
That's amazing. That's amazing. That's different. I think that you're definitely right. The things that bring us most peace and happiness are those things that was in the first 10 years of our life, believe it or not. And I see so many people like, dang, how do you stay relevant or how you like doing this? First off, it's my hobby. I like doing it. And
Mhm.
two, it's not work. Like it's not like it's not like the day with the technical issue, right? Something simple as that. Anybody could, oh man, if it was work, I'll be mad. I'm like, oh dang.
Yeah.
But the podcast, I'm like, hey, when he get on here, he gonna get on here. We're gonna have a good conversation because
Oh,
I like to do it. So yeah, man, you're right. You're definitely right. Yeah.
yeah. Yeah, it's difficult and challenging too because at the same time, and I'm sure you know this after doing this for 5 years, it's like not all of it is this cool conversation. Then you got to edit it, you got to make the artwork for it, and you got to promote it. You got to make sure all the ITs, you know, there's IT problem. Then you have to figure out what it is. Someone writes it, you become, as my wife says, we are the janitors and the CEOs and everyone else in between, you know, and so. It's always challenge balancing, you know, like there is so much to love about this and so much that's really, really hard.
Indeed, man. Look, that leads to my next question. You speak on something which was cool, how you broke it down. You speak on, how you do past, present, future. And you said that basically, why you're how it's just set out. Man, how do you balance that then? And how do you stay authentic in that process? Or do
Mm.
you? Do you?
You totally did your homework, I can tell.
Hey man.
You know, the real answer is I don't.
Okay.
Uh, the the and my wife says this, and she's totally right. You know, balance is a thing you never arrive at. It's just a thing you always strive for.
Mhm.
And the needle is always moving too much, too little, too this, too that, you know, and that felt better because it always feels like it's never balanced. You know, this is a two-person operation. Well, th three if you count Daniel Jr., but but it is so hard. You know, and most of the day, I think it's deceptively simple, kind of what goes into this because it's like, oh, you draw pictures and every Sunday you release them. It's like, but there's so much more. Most days are 12, 13, 14, 15, up 18-hour days just getting things done, you know, and it is tough and it's always a balancing act. Most usually in retrospect, like, oh, I should have done this. Like, you know, you kind of realize when you've gone too far and like, oh, I spent too much time doing this. Let me pull back and do this. Like, oh crap, I haven't done anything in 2 days. You know, but it's always just gas and brakes and gas and brakes, like looking for that sweet spot in the middle that you never quite get.
You're not holding back anything, man. I feel the same way. When I heard you say that, I said, man, that ain't my process, but it's like that. I do all when people ask, like I know people ask you, they say, hey, how do you do it? Or how you balance? You're right, man. You can't balance life.
No, not at
You
all.
can't
Not at
balance
all.
things you do. And it's like success. You're forever gonna be going after it. You're forever gonna be getting better at what you're doing. But we like to do it. So hearing what you
Yeah.
do, man, that's cool, man. I like
Mm.
that. It's like that because you like doing it, but also it even cool that your family gets to see it because you say you work with your wife and you work with your son now, man. How is that? How is it working with them? Man, I know that's cool.
It is great. I think like Popfly,
Mhm.
God bless it, because it has like seen us through a lot of chaos and changes. It started during COVID.
Yeah.
We are in the weirdest of timelines right now, and Popfly has kept us afloat. It's weathered us. It's took us through a layoff.
Mhm.
Like it is more than just an art project to us, and what it represents to me is that, this is what I do. This is what I am so blessed and lucky to do full time, and I honor and revere that tremendously so. And it is the most challenging thing that I've ever done, but the most rewarding because I get to do it with my family. Um, and my wife does this full time too. So we are together
Okay.
24/7. Yeah, and we still love each other.
Mhm.
And she still can stand me.
Mhm.
No, but we're very fortunate that we love each other and we like being around each other. And I'm so lucky and blessed that's the case, if that we get along and that we complement each other really well. Like I am super disorganized and scattered, but like I get hyper fixated and in creative mode, and and getting these creative ideas is the easiest part of this whole thing. She is very pragmatic, and she's the getter doner. She's the did you do this or did you do that, or that's her, and together it makes this really awesome team, and we've been doing this for 5 years together, she and I, but really we've been getting together for almost 25 now, and those first 20 years was us trying to do some version of this, do something together that would kind of complement both of us, and the biggest joy I think was just in addition to that is just being there for my kid. Get the simple things of getting to drop him off at school in the morning and get to pick him up and not have to ask permission from someone. May I go leave early to go pick up my kid? Like having that kind of freedom and flexibility. It comes at a high cost in terms of time and effort. Like those 18-hour days are real, and often, that is a cost, but the freedom of just being there and those micro milestones, and legacy is being built. Like I mentioned that earlier, like legacy, like building a legacy, like legacy is I think of it in present tense. Like it's the stuff that we build together. That's my legacy. It's not like whatever I leave behind. So being able to just build a legacy daily with my kiddo, is such a treasured thing.
Love that. I love that, man. Family is what it's all about. You
You
know,
bet.
family is what it's all about, man. I got family first right here. I remember getting a tattoo. I never forget. Because my mom was like, "Why did you?" And she's like, "Oh, you got that? Okay, hey, we good to go." You know. And I say, you also mentioned a deep commitment in your bio, and also I already just know you do this in community service. Why
Mhm.
is it important to give back and help others?
Uh, if you're lucky enough to do something that has a lot of it, has any sort of attention, like it's then you have a responsibility what to do with that attention. And 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 Popfly has gotten a lot of attention, and that's been great. And it's part of it was I had a great template.
Mhm.
My my parents my parents who adopted me, I was one of 70 foster kids that they had going through their house. There was a ton of kids
Mhm.
throughout their career, their life as foster parents, and that's already a big heart right there to be able to be a foster, even for sometimes as minimal as a day, sometimes 5 years, a foster parent to that many kiddos. and that was their sacred work, and they always they went on trips to go help build houses and schools and hospitals like in different continents, and never it was just what you do. It's what you did, and I saw my parents live it out in a very authentic, quiet way. There was no Instagram, there was no like community bulletin. It was just, oh, my dad's going to Bulgaria to do this, or they're going to Peru to do that. Always like mission focused and purpose driven. So I think that was a great template, and then to see when my father passed. it was it was very impactful because he was in his 80s, and the truth is when you get older there's less people to attend your funeral. That's just how it is. A lot of your friends are gone, the family are gone, but my father had a packed funeral
Mm,
for a mid guy in his mid 80s. And that's because he and my mom as well, impacted a lot of people. They had an impact, and so it was, and hearing people at the memorial, person after person, get on the microphone talking about my parents and what they did with them. It's like, holy smokes! Like now my job is to reverse engineer this funeral
mhm,
so I can have a funeral like that, hopefully in my 90s or my 100s.
indeed.
But reverse engineer that I have a funeral like that I made a difference to that many people for that long.
Yeah, you're already making a difference. So yeah,
Oh,
that's definitely on the way, brother. Down the
okay,
line,
good.
100,
All right.
105,
Oh yeah, on the way. Not yeah. Just take your time. Take your time.
And I'll say before we do close, man, I say when it's all said and done, what would you like to be remembered for then?
Oh man, the I just I just want to be a good father. I want. It was such a challenge. It was a challenging start,
Mhm,
and and I got so many opportunities, and it's been my life's joy to do better, to make better, to be better. And I tell my kiddo right now, I say, you know what, my hope for you is that you're a better dad than I am, that you accomplish more than I do, and that your kids are even better than you are, you
mhm.
know, and that's just it. It just I just want to be a good dad. The Hall of Fame, and my work is hanging in the Hall of Fame. I've got to collaborate with athletes, and that's cool, but
Mhm.
nothing beats just being loved by your kiddo
Yeah.
and running a good race, and that's all I could hope for. And yeah, artistically, there's things I'd like to be remembered for, sure. And it's really cool that this stuff, will last longer than I do. But the important stuff, like that's the gravy right there. That's not that's the important stuff is just showing up and building that legacy in real time, the things that we are doing together, right now to help him become more and better and brighter and shinier.
I love that. I love that, man. Do you have any questions for me?
Oh, why do you do what you do, Jeremy? What drives you?
I found out a couple years back. I thought it was the views. I thought it was people gonna watch me do this or I'm happen, and that never got to me, man. My biggest thing is helping people. Need it be in my family, need it be in my work life, need it be in the podcast, which is a part of my work life now. Man, I
Mhm.
just love helping people. I believe in culture for service, service for humanity. It's our rent to be here, and I just love doing it. And in doing it, God has blessed me to be able to tell people stories and connect with people that I never ever thought I would be able to talk to.
Hmm.
Coming from a single parent household, yes, having family members that have done amazing things. I was like, what's my amazing thing? And I have
Yeah.
found it, man. And I'm thankful to do it, and live in my purpose and, doing these episodes every week or when I ever get a break. It's like Superman with kryptonite. When I get a break, I'm like, oh no, man, what's going on? I need it. I need it, so and I need help, and my wife understands it,
Yeah.
that's cool and she want to help. But at first she was like, I don't know. And then after a while, she was like, you making them, you doing a lot, oh wow. So, it's cool, and that helping people piece, man, is something that has stuck. And I find myself doing it when I don't even think I'm doing it, so
Mhm.
definitely that's why I do it, man.
Oh, that's awesome. You're great at it. When I was looking your questions, like, oh my gosh, this guy's not just showing up. He's digging and looking and it's that's awesome.
Thank you.
You're great at what you do, Jeremy.
Thank you. Look, I try, man. I try. But yeah, thank you so much for the day, man. This will be coming out soon, probably in like a couple months. But what I
Okay.
will do, I'm gonna cut up some snippets, all the cool stuff that we do. And as you post, man, I'm gonna make sure I collaborate and repost your stuff too, because you do some great work. I try to do that with. I most likely do that with everybody that I bring on the show. They come out with something or doing something, I always help them out. So
Oh, awesome, awesome. Thank you, and li likewise, and I'm looking forward to it. I really appreciate your time, Jeremy. It's meaningful. I know I'm not Bo Jackson, but I'm really glad I'm glad we got the chance to.
look, you done the work on it, man. Hey, so in a way, let me stop.
It took almost 5 years. He was one of the first athletes I tried to reach out to. It took nearly 5 years to like get that to happen. He was released number 200.
Uh-huh.
So and 1 through 99 was trying to find Bo Jackson.
Yeah, man, that's
So and so getting to meet him and work with him was such a treat. Made a huge impression on me. My kid is half an awed, half scared of Bo Jackson at this point now.
that's
Like
what's up. That's what's up, man.
he we I'll share this too. Bo is every bit as imposing as I'm sure he was in 30 years ago. But you walk in the room and like, oh my gosh. And my kid is a little redhead kid with glasses.
Mhm.
And Bo was kind of being ornery with him when we first met. And Daniel Jr. was like, he's heard it from me. You be respectful. You be respectful. So Bo was being ornery with him,
Uh-huh.
and he just kind of like just sitting there taking it, like just being polite and professional. And I was like, just go roast him back, go roast him back. Like I could tell that like his Bo's nature was kind of like that. Like go be ornery with him back.
Mhm.
So he and Daniel got a little ornery with each other, which and it was super cute and super charming. And at one point. Bo and Daniel he's just a regular sized 9-year-old boy.
Uh-huh.
Bo says, "You know what I can do with one arm?" And he picks up Daniel off the ground, and then he says, "You know what I can do with another arm?" And he takes with one hand, throws him up higher than I could do with four arms, throws him up, catches him with one arm. Like, oh my gosh. And just such a fun moment in interaction. And I will say, Bo Jackson, he initiated a bet with my son, $100 bet, and he lost. So Bo's payment's in the mail right now. But
See, that's what's up, man.
uh,
That's cool. That's a cool story, bro. I ain't gonna hold you, man. I say my same, man. It has taken some years to bring people on, but each time it's like, wow, it really happened. And also like the connection afterwards, what blows my mind. I had an actor come to the home that we have been following since we have been following Gail since like probably I think like 2018, 2017. And I
mhm.
start doing the podcast or whatever. I'm gonna get her on the show. I'm gonna get her on the show. And time goes, you still working on it, and it happened. And she came to my house, and my wife stopped me before we answered the doorbell. My wife's like, "Yeah, you really did what you said you was gonna do back in 2020." And I was like, "Oh man, you right." So it was so cool, man. So every
Oh,
time it happens, you're right, man. It feels good, and it's always a great story, man. And it's a
totally.
testament to what we do. you know.
Totally, 100%. Yeah, like every time like I'll have these moments and I'm like I'll zoom out and just look at myself from afar.
Mhm.
Like, whoa, you're sitting at Rod Carew's dinner table, you
Yes.
know? And or like, and some of these athletes we've become like super great friends with, and never would have expected that and just such a it's just it's a pinch me moment all the time, and I just do my best to never ever take it for granted.
Mhm.
And it's just super grateful for it. And I take my son to almost everything that I can just so he can you know what? He's not super into baseball. He's but maybe one day he will be, and like and then he'll remember like, oh my gosh,. I did this and this and this.
Mhm.
He'd rather be in he wants me to go like visit John Cena or,
Oh, he want
or
wrestling.
yeah, he's like, if you could just yeah, Jose Canseco's cool, but can you see John Cena? Or Cody Rhodes, like
Yeah.
okay.
Hey, look, you got to make it happen. You got to see if you can make it happen.
Oh, I'm trying. That's my next avenue. See if I can get these other guys. A whole nother realm of stuff. But yeah, we'll figure it out.
Man, so look, I'll be talking to you soon, man. Thank you so much, man. You made my week, man. It's on
Oh,
Tuesday.
oh, awesome, awesome. Thank you so much. What a joy.
Take it easy.